Before she left the house that night, Kaylin Fiengo told someone she hoped she wouldn't get hurt. She was 18, pregnant, and somewhere deep down, she already knew. Less than an hour later, police in Sanford, Florida found her inside her car. 1 gunshot to the head, no pulse. 2 lives erased in a single pull of the trigger, hers, and the unborn child she was carrying. This wasn't random. This wasn't a robbery gone wrong. This was a calculated, execution-style killing, and the man who planned it had been sending her messages just hours before she died. What you're about to watch is one of the most disturbing true crime cases to come out of Florida in years. A documentary about a teenage mother who trusted the wrong man, saw the danger coming, and still couldn't escape it. A story that begins with her body discovered alone in the dark, and ends 10 months later inside a courtroom, where a judge delivers a sentence so severe, it silenced the entire room. 2 words: death row. Sanford, Florida. A historic waterfront city in the heart of Seminole County, sitting along the southern shores of Lake Monroe. Population around 66,000. The kind of place with a charming downtown, a scenic riverwalk, and a nickname, the historic waterfront gateway. Quiet, familiar. The last place you'd expect something like this. This is where Kaylin Marie Fiengo called home. Born on February 20th, 2004 inches nearby, Longwood, Florida, Kaylin grew up in a large, tight-knit family. 3 sisters, 2 brothers, 2 parents who loved her. She had the kind of personality that pulled people in without effort. Warm, magnetic, the type of girl who walked into a room and left with 3 new friends. At 16, she got pregnant by a fellow student. It wasn't easy. But Kaylin didn't run from it. She made the hard choice to keep her son, finished high school at Jones High with her head up, and graduated ahead of most of her peers. She was already mapping out college. Already building something real. By 2021, things with her son's father had run their course, and they separated, but both stayed committed to raising him together. Kaylin was moving forward. She was 18, ambitious, and had her whole life in front of her. Then came Donovan Faison. Early 2022, Kaylin meets Donovan L. Faison on Instagram. He's 21, 3 years older, and knows exactly how to present himself. What his profile doesn't show, what Kaylin had no way of knowing, is that Donovan already has a girlfriend. From day one, she is nothing more than an affair to him. But to Kaylin, it's real. She's all in, not seeing anyone else, fully committed. Then she finds out she's pregnant. She sends him the test results through Instagram. His response is immediate and cold. Get rid of it. Kaylin refuses. That's when he drops the truth on her. He has a girlfriend. Their relationship was purely physical, and he wants nothing to do with this child. Kaylin doesn't flinch. She's keeping the baby. 3 days before she dies, Donovan asks to meet. He tells her he wants to find a solution. What he actually does is grab her phone without her knowing and send a message to himself written as if it came from her, claiming the baby isn't his. Kaylin catches it immediately and walks out. He keeps calling, keep texting, and on November 11th, 2022, he reaches out one final time, telling her he has a solution, that she needs to hear him out. Kaylin agrees to meet him at Coastline Park. But this time, she isn't going alone, not really. She asks her close friend Simone to track her iPhone the entire time, because she knew something felt wrong. She told the father of her son the same thing when she dropped him off that night. He asked her what was wrong. She said nothing. Then, almost under her breath, she said she hoped she wouldn't get hurt. Those were the last words he ever heard from her. Past 1:00 inches the morning, her father starts calling. No answer. Then the phone rings, but it isn't Kaylin. It's the police. His daughter has been found dead inside her car.
Moving on to our next story tonight, police are searching for the gunman who shot and killed this young mother in Sanford. West 2's tonight, Gebra spoke to the woman's heartbroken father, who tells us that she was expecting her second child.
I don't know.
A heartbroken father struggles to find the words. Kaylin Fiengo was just 18 years old. Her dad, Ricky Fiengo, says she was a precious daughter, sister, and mother. So many hearts are broken tonight because Kaylin was found shot and killed in Sanford. Police are looking for whoever is responsible.
She was targeted, and that's not
You believe she was targeted?
I believe she was. Deep down a feeling, I believe she was.
A Sanford police officer was in the area of Coastline Park around 11:20 Friday night. The officer found a vehicle that appeared to be running in a parking lot. Sanford PD says when the officer came closer to the vehicle, Kaylin was found inside, shot to death. Police say Kaylin was in the driver's seat and had a gunshot wound. Investigators believe she went to the location to try to meet up with someone she knew. Her 1-year-old son was staying with his father when his mom was killed.
As soon as she gave birth to her child, she took the mother role very serious. I feel devastated, and in a way, the baby's young, so I guess it's better that he's not going to feel that pain. It's just going to take a village. It's going to take all of us to help and chip in and raise that child and let that child know how great her mother was.
Her dad says Kaylin was also expecting another child. She was 12 weeks pregnant. Her family is urging anyone who knows anything about the murder to speak up for justice.
Just do the right thing, and what would you do if it was your mother or your child? We all should stick together and not let these people run our communities and be scared of them.
In a statement sent to WESH 2, Kaylin's mother said in part, Kaylin was a loving, funny, and caring young woman. She loved her son immensely and her brother and sisters. She graduated high school early as a young mother. She is a loss for many, but for her mom, an empty hole in my heart will never heal.
She's going to be very missed. Her brothers and sisters are going to miss her, and they can't take it well, and I just got to be strong for them.
Such a young woman. Police are still searching for the gunman tonight who killed that young mother. If you know anything that could help police in their investigation, you are asked to call that number right there on your screen. It is the crime line, tips line, 1-800-423-TIPS. Remember, all information can remain anonymous.
When officers arrived at the scene, they didn't need to run the plates to identify the victim. While they were still processing the area, a woman in her 20s pulled up and parked nearby. It was Simone, Kaylin's closest friend, who had been tracking her location through the iPhone app all night and came the moment something felt wrong. Investigators pulled her aside immediately. The first question was simple, but pointed why was Kaylin having her phone tracked in the first place. Simone didn't hold back. She told them everything. There had been serious conflict between Kaylin and Donovan. Kaylin was afraid of him. That's why she asked Simone to monitor her location before going to meet him that night. Armed with that, detectives zeroed in on Donovan Faison. When they contacted him, he didn't miss a beat. He claimed he wasn't even in Florida, said he was in Virginia, had gone to work that day, then traveled. He even had an Instagram photo that appeared to back him up. Investigators told him to reach out when he returned. 5 days later, November 16th, he sits down with them and tells the exact same story, word for word.
Supposed to meet up with her? No, I wasn't supposed to meet up with her. I was supposed to do nothing with her. We didn't have no conversation of meeting up. Nothing.
He says he was never supposed to meet Kaylin that night. Says after work he went straight to his mother's house, which, notably, sat very close to the location where Kaylin's body was found. When detectives asked for that address, he refused. When they asked for his phone passcode, he refused that too. Then he went completely silent. No more cooperation. Nothing. That silence told investigators everything they needed to know.
Developing right now, a family searching for answers after a young mother with a child on the way was shot and killed and left in a car. She was found in Sanford on Friday night. News 6's Jerry Askin is talking to the young lady's father, who is asking folks to step up and say something.
Like I'm just basically in a black tunnel, just sitting there.
Ricky Fiengo is trying his best to stay strong after his 18-year-old daughter, Kaylin Fiengo, was found shot to death Friday evening in Sanford. Now he's left with her memories.
She was a mother, happy girl, likes to joke around like me. She just was a fun, loving, happy person.
He told me she was a mom of a 1-year-old son and she was also about 4 months pregnant. Right now, he's hoping someone knows something to help his family find peace.
I just want people to, if they know something, to say something.
And there are still so many questions in this investigation. Sanford police say they found the young woman in the driver's seat of a car after being shot. Outside the park, we saw candles lit and balloons flying, paying tribute to her life.
I think she was just targeted and set up.
Investigators say Fiengo went to the location to meet someone she knows. Right now, Crime Line is offering a cash reward of up to $5,000 if you can help make an arrest in this case.
They pushed harder, and the first crack appeared when they looked closely at that Instagram photo he used to place himself in Virginia. The digital timestamp embedded in the image traced back to February 2022, not November. His alibi was fabricated from a months-old photograph. They got a search warrant for his phone. What they found inside it turned a strong suspicion into a case built for one specific outcome. The phone didn't lie. Donovan had deleted messages, conversations between him and Kaylin, and exchanges between him and some of her friends. Investigators recovered all of it, and what came back was chilling. In one recovered message, he told a friend that Kaylin had been sending him ultrasound images of the unborn baby. He was furious. In another message to that same friend, he went further. He said he was going to kill her, not metaphorically, not in the heat of frustration. He said it plainly, deliberately, like a man who had already made up his mind. But the messages weren't the only thing buried in that phone. Investigators also recovered deleted exchanges between Donovan and his girlfriend she had been questioning why he suddenly switched off his location. And sitting right alongside those messages were multiple Google searches about how to disable location tracking from phone settings. He wasn't just angry, he was preparing. Every piece pointed in the same direction: premeditation, calculated intent, a man who said he would do it, and then methodically set the stage to follow through. There was more than enough to make an arrest. But investigators didn't move yet. For 10 months, Kaylin's family watched and waited with no public answers. Behind closed doors, the district attorney's office was doing something that required time and precision. They were building a death penalty case. Florida is one of the states that still enforces capital punishment, and, unlike some states, Florida does not require a unanimous jury to recommend execution. If 8 out of 12 jurors agree, the process moves forward. Prosecutors were going for it, and they weren't going to rush it. 10 months after Kaylin Fiengo was killed, Donovan Faison was arrested.
Sanford police announcing a major arrest in a murder investigation last night.
Police arrested a suspect in connection to the death of an 18-year-old pregnant woman. She was found dead in her car in November. News 6's Emily McLeod explains why investigators think she was killed.
Sanford police say after an exhaustive investigation, they have arrested Donovan Faison in connection to the murder of 18-year-old Kaylin Fiengo. Now, police say Fiengo was pregnant at the time she was shot, and now Faison is facing 2 counts of felony homicide. Donovan Faison appearing before a judge Wednesday morning after police arrested him for the death of Kaylin Fiengo and her unborn child.
I find probable cause on count 1, probable cause on count 2. On each count, I will set your bond at none or no bond.
Emma Encarnacion lives nearby and remembers the night the shooting took place.
It was real sad. And, from then on, everybody was kind of on edge around here.
Police say they arrested Faison on Tuesday. Over the course of the investigation, police determined Fiengo went to Coastline Park the night of her death to meet up with Faison. Investigators say in the weeks leading up to Fiengo's death, Faison and Fiengo had several arguments over Fiengo's pregnancy. They say it's believed Faison wanted Fiengo to terminate the pregnancy, but she refused. Sanford police say Fiengo's refusal is a possible motive for the homicide. Encarnacion says she's relieved the police made this arrest.
I was happy that then they had made an arrest and everything, because this was something that, no parent should have to go through, and then you don't know what then happened to your child and your grandchild.
Trial proceedings began in October 2025. The prosecution came in with a clear, focused strategy, used his own words to destroy him. Recovered text messages were laid out before the jury one by one, building a timeline of rage and deliberate planning. Prosecutors argued this was never an emotional outburst or a moment that spiraled out of control. This was an execution. Kaylin was lured to a dark, isolated location in the middle of the night and shot in the head with cold, calculated precision. The lead prosecutor put it simply. He said he would do it, then he did it. The defense pushed back. No direct physical evidence, they argued. The messages showed a man who rejected a child and betrayed his girlfriend, but not necessarily a killer. They asked the jury to consider doubt. The jury didn't. On October 27, 2025, after roughly 2 hours of deliberation, remarkably short, for a case of this magnitude, the jury returned a full guilty verdict on all 3 charges.
You could hear the deep breaths taken in the courtroom by Kaylin Fiengo's friends and family as the verdict was read out loud. After a trial that started over 2 weeks ago with jury selection, Donovan Faison was found guilty
on all counts.
We, the jury, find the defendant guilty of first-degree murder.
An overwhelming moment of relief for Kaylin Fiengo's loved ones as the jury's verdict was announced.
We've been waiting a long time for this.
An emotional end, almost 3 years since Fiengo was found shot and killed in Sanford's Coastline Park. Investigators say Donovan Faison murdered her because she refused to terminate her pregnancy.
Were you supposed to meet up with her? No, I wasn't supposed to meet up with her. I was supposed to do nothing with her. We didn't have no conversation of meeting up, nothing.
During closing arguments Monday, prosecutors played body camera video of Faison's first interview with detectives.
Lie after lie after lie after lie. You can read it line after line.
And presented months of messages, including this exchange where they say Fiengo told Faison she was pregnant and his response was abortion. Faison's attorneys poked holes in the police investigation and argued he may have made mistakes, but he is not a murderer.
But at best, you have evidence of a man that's cheating, of a man that possibly didn't want to have another child. There's no evidence of him being in the car. There's no evidence of him coming around the front. There's no evidence of her reaching for a purse. There's no evidence of him pulling the trigger.
Prosecutors say the motive was undeniable, and after Faison's world fell apart when his girlfriend found out he had lied, cheated, and got another girl pregnant, he planned and executed Fiengo's murder.
The defendant thought about it. He devised a plan to kill an innocent victim. He carried out the plan in cold blood.
Fiengo's family says she will be missed and she will be remembered for choosing her child.
What she did was brave regardless, right? She chose her child at the end of the day.
Now that Faison has been found guilty, he could be sentenced to death. The judge ordered both the state attorneys and the defense attorneys to be back at this courthouse on Wednesday to start the death penalty phase.
Then came December 5th, 2025. The sentencing hearing, Sanford courtroom, Judge Donna Corn presiding. Donovan Faison's family took the stand and begged. Emotional testimony, tearful pleas, appeals for mercy asking the court to spare his life and choose prison over execution. It was the kind of desperation that fills a courtroom with silence. It didn't work. Judge Corn accepted the jury's recommendation and delivered the sentence. Death for the murder of Kaylin Fiengo. Death for the killing of her unborn child. And life in prison without the possibility of parole for carjacking with assault. 2 death sentences, 1 life sentence. No parole, ever. Donovan Faison was transferred out of that courtroom and onto Florida's death row, where he will wait for the state to carry out what a jury of his peers unanimously decided he deserves. Justice for Kaylin, and for the child who never got the chance to take a single breath. Thank you for watching, and for caring about these stories as much as I do. If this case touched you, hit the like button and subscribe so you never miss a new case. Stay safe, and I'll see you in the next one.